Welcome to this workout. This is an upper body and core workout. All you're going to need today is some weights. So I have a variety from 5 pounds up to 10 pounds. Again, if you don't have like the intermediate sizes, maybe wear some wrist weights today to help get you between the weights that you need. And I also have kind of a grippy mat for some planking. So we will get started on our hands and knees for just a little warm up here. So we'll start with some scapula flexion and extension. So kind of in our tabletop position here, neutral spine, neck is nice and long. And I'm gonna start just by pushing the ground away. And it's like I'm opening up my shoulder blades away from my spine, pushing the ground away. And then we're gonna do the opposite. So now I'm gonna kind of drop, kind of like I'm dropping my belly down, but I'm bringing my shoulder blades together towards my spine, that midline, and then pushing away and bringing shoulder blades together. Protraction and retraction, that's the word I was looking for. It's not flexion and extension. Not that that really matters, but you're just thinking of like retracting your spine or your shoulder blades towards your spine, and then the opposite is protracting. And just 2 more here. And last one. And then kind of walk your left hand a little bit more towards center or in line with your left knee. And we're going to do some chest openers here. So opening up, reach that right hand nice and high. Open up your chest. See if you can reach your hand back a little bit farther. And then coming down. And we're going to keep working this side 2 more times, reaching up and down. Last one here, and down, and then we'll do the other side. So transfer the weight to that right hand, reach your left arm up, and back. Opening the chest, and then last one, and back. Give your wrists a little shake if you need. And then just a little shoulder mobility here. So I'm just going to do some lateral raises, reaching up towards the ceiling and back to the side and up and back. I'm showing a lot of tummy today. It's really, really cold right now. We're going through a freezing cold spell, so that's why I'm wearing long sleeves and long pants today. And the only reason I'm not wearing socks is because I want to have a good grip on our mat for planking, but oh, it is so cold. And then last one here. And up. And then we'll just shrug our shoulders a little bit, going back for 3, 2, and 1. And then we can do the other way for 3, 2, and 1. And then just a little bit of bicep movement. So coming in and then reaching nice and long. And you can kind of really think, let's make fists and grip. And it's like you're squeezing your biceps. You're squeezing like if you're holding weights to turn on those biceps and then opening. And squeezing and opening. Just a little mobility warm up. Prevent any injuries or strain. For 2. And 1. Okay, so we'll get into our first little plank. Again, this is also a little bit of a warm-up. So, getting on to our high plank here, stepping out. Pause here in your high plank for just a second. Turn on your core, neck is nice and long, and then we're going to press up to our downward dog, and then flowing back. Lifting and lowering. A little warm up for our back, obviously our shoulders, chest, everything's getting a good warm up here. And obviously, I'm sure maybe the backs of your legs, you're starting to feel a little stretch. For 2. And last one. And then carefully coming down. Give it a shake. Okay, we're gonna start with actually we'll start with our side lying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my 5-pound weight, so nothing too heavy. And this is for our back. Our shoulder's gonna get a bit of work as well. So coming onto our side here, our knees are stacked, and my forearm is down, my elbow's beneath my shoulder, and I'm doing kind of like a quarter turn here towards the mat. My weight is out kind of like a straight line from my body here at a slight angle, so it's not kind of down by my knees and it's also not up by my shoulders. And we're going to prepare with an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to lift up, drawing that shoulder blade towards your spine, and inhale to lower. So I have this kind of quarter turn to help work my back muscles a little bit more than my shoulder. And you want to think leading with the shoulder blade here. So it's kind of like that first move we did. You're bringing your shoulder blade towards your spine, and then you're reaching your shoulder blade away from your spine. Make it a little bit harder by having a fully straight arm, but not locking your elbow. Make it a little bit easier, bending that elbow, and then kind of reaching back with a bent arm. Just 3 more here. And 2. And 1. Whew. And then you can just roll over to the other side. I'm going to switch ends here. Same move on the other arm. So get into position. Have that arm out nice and long, kind of like at a 45-degree angle, and then reaching up. Shoulder blade towards spine as you come up, and then shoulder blade reaching away from spine. And not pausing at the top or the bottom. Try not to rest that weight on the ground. And again, kind of take your options here if you need to bend your elbow a little bit more. Using your breath. For 4. 3, think of those back muscles doing the most of the work here. 2, my arm's starting to bend. Last one, getting harder. Okay, bring that weight with you. I'm going to use that for my drop set for my triceps now. So I'm going to I'll do 8 pounds today since we're doing a drop set. So a little bit, maybe less than I would normally do for my tricep extensions. I normally would do about 10 pounds, but since we're going to pair it with a drop set, I'm doing a little bit less. So coming down onto your back, carefully, if you're holding your weights. Reaching arms up, so palms face each other, about shoulder distance apart. And we're bending at the elbows and straightening at the elbows. That's the only movement here. My wrists are staying nice and strong and still. My shoulders aren't moving. And I'm trying to keep my elbows pointed towards the ceiling when I'm bending my arms. I'm trying to not flare them out. Maybe I should have done 10 pounds. Maybe I'm getting stronger. That's always exciting. We're going to do 4 more here for 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Carefully place those weights by your side or just out of the way. I'm just too lazy to get up and really move them, so trying to stay on my back here. So now we're going to do our little drop set of pulses. So I have just 5 pounds now. I probably could have stayed with the 8s, to be honest. Maybe next round I will. And we're going to do just mid-range pulses. So kind of low down here, but I'm just mid-range, so my elbow is going to just pass 90 in either direction. Again, wrists are strong, chest is open, and I'm staring straight at the ceiling. Breathing through it. Hopefully you're getting a little burn. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pressing up, coming up now. Again, keep those 5 pounds handy. We're gonna do biceps. So I'm gonna switch to my 10 pounds. Again, I'm a little bit less than I would normally do for biceps because we're gonna do a drop set. So I've got my 10 pounds here. And today actually I'm gonna do, what are these called? My brain is not working today. When you curl the biceps up, or the weights up, so I'm starting kind of like a hammer curl and twisting up. It'll come to me at some point. You can do just straight bicep curls if you want, or you could do hammer curls. I'm working out in the morning, and normally I'm not a morning person. My brain is not on in the mornings. But this is the best time for me to work out at home here because my son naps the longest in the morning. His afternoon nap is a lot shorter, so I normally can't get in a workout or a decent workout. Nice and controlled on the way up and the way down, and we're not pausing again anywhere. We've got 3 more like this. And 2. And last 1. So now I'm going to take my 5 pound weights here at a 90-degree angle, and we're just opening and closing. So my arms are staying at that 90. The shoulder is doing some work here, so the back of our shoulder for this rotation outwards. Well, it's rotating in as well. Use your breath. Check in on your posture too. If you have a mirror, you can look and see, am I starting to really stick out my butt, or am I really tucking in my butt? Try to stay in that neutral posture. We've got 2 more like this, and 1, and then we're going to kind of come out to the side here and do little W moves. The farther out you can reach, and the higher, the harder it is. We're just going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I forgot to do our core when we were lying down. So we will do that right now. Coming back onto our backs. Giving our arms a little break. We're not doing too much core today. It's more of just as a little break for our arms to give them a second to recover. Okay, so we're gonna do some dead bugs. So find that neutral spine. Legs or knees are over your hips, 90-degree angle, arms are reaching up. On the inhale, reach opposite arm and leg out nice and long. Exhale to come in. Inhale, reaching out, exhaling back in. This is the hardest level. If this is too much for you and you find that your back is starting to arch or your ribs are popping up, take it down a level. Just keep your knees in tabletop and just do arms. Or if even that's too much, keep your knees down, do arms with your feet on the floor. And each time we're drawing in, we're thinking of that accordion at our core, bringing our pubic bone towards our belly button and our bottom ribs towards our belly button. This is a good one too, to look in front of the mirror. See if your knee, when you're bringing it in, is it coming to just this kind of 90-degree angle, or are you bringing it in a little bit farther? Sometimes if you're bringing it in too far towards your chest, you're not staying in that neutral spine. One more on each side. And then bringing yourself up. Okay, so we're going back to our shoulder back exercise here. So I'm getting my 5-pound weight again, coming on to my right side. That's what I'm starting with. Elbow beneath shoulder, hip stacked. I have that quarter turn in my torso, some kind of a 45-degree angle towards the mat, and then my weight is kind of at a 45-degree angle to my body. And then reaching up and back down. Again, always thinking of the shoulder blade in this move. Make that connection to use your back muscles. If you're feeling it in your shoulder, that is normal. This is working your shoulder, definitely. But we just don't want our shoulder to totally take over today, because this is our back exercise today. And back exercises are super important for our posture. I think I've got about 3 left in me here. For 3, 2, oh my goodness, last 1. If you can do more, do some more until you're near that failure point. Pause the video and get there. Or grab a heavier weight next time. And then switching to the other side, take time with your setup, do that quarter turn, and lifting and lowering. So our neck is long, as always. We're not resting our head down. And you can do whatever you want with your hand on the ground. I personally just try not to like grip a fist, because that's just kind of taking up extra energy. You can have a light fist. I think I have 3 more. And 2. And 1. Whew. Okay. So coming down for our triceps again, and then we'll stay down for our abs this time. So I'm going to do 8 pounds the whole time this time for our drop set even. I'm going to pulse with the 8 pounds. So it's up to you if you want to do a little bit heavier and then drop weight for your pulses, or you can keep the same weight for your pulses for our drop set. So on our back in that neutral position, bending at the elbows and straightening. Sometimes I feel like I have a really hard time pushing myself. Like I know I should probably go up to 10 pounds, but I don't know, especially when I'm filming myself, I don't want to like fail in front of you guys. So sometimes I stay with what's comfortable, like these 8-pound ones, but I should move up to the 10-pounders. And there's no problem in failing, especially when you're just working out at home. I mean, you can do it at the gym too, but it is why I do like going to the gym sometimes too, because I get motivated. I see other girls around me lifting heavy weights, and I think if they can do it, I can do it. For 4 here. 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to do those pulses mid-range. So bending and straightening at the elbow still. Just a little bit above 90 and below 90. Whew. And now since I am doing a heavier weight for these pulses, I'm going to have less pulses, I think. But if you need more, if you've dropped the weight, and you need some more. I've got 5, 4, oh my gosh, I might not even make it. 3, 2, okay, my form is last one, and if you can push it up, I'm getting a burn there. Okay, back to some abs. So let's do some scissors, or yeah, scissors. Okay, so bring your, so you can start with your legs in tabletop and then come up slightly, like lift your head slightly. So my bottom shoulder blades are still on the mat and I'm still in a neutral position and my chin is a little bit off of my chest. And now my upper body is going to stay like this. I'm not going to be crunching up and down. It's going to stay just as it is in this neutral position. Legs come up to vertical. You're going to grab behind one thigh, and this is a classic Pilates move where we do 2 pulls for some reason. So you're going to pull in, you're going to go 1, 2, and then switch to the other leg, 1, 2. If you're really flexible or you want extra stretch, you can grab behind your calf. You just get a little bit more of a back of the leg stretch. And if this is too much for you, you can always do bent leg. It's just not quite the same stretch. But try it. When I started, my legs were so bent here and I was doing like this kind of thing. I mean, we all got to start somewhere. I do not have that dancer or gymnast background where I have beautifully flexible legs. Always breathing. And that core is tight. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you can just hug it in with your head up or your head down. Rock side to side a little bit. Give your low back a little massage. And then coming up, you can rock yourself up for our biceps. Okay. So same thing we did last time. I'm going to do just straight hammer curls this time. So I have my 10 pounds. You can be standing for this, I should have mentioned that. I'm just not standing because the way I've set up the camera today, so my head doesn't get cut off. Or you can be kneeling or high kneeling like I am. And I'm doing hammer curls, so you can join me with those if you want, or you can do just regular supinated curls. So hammer curls, if you aren't sure, just means your palms are always staying facing each other. And you're kind of like leading with your thumbs up and pinkies down. And when you're doing biceps, we're trying to keep our elbows kind of as still as we can. Like they're bending, but I am not like swinging my elbow forward and swinging it back. Just because we're trying to isolate the biceps here. I've got 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Placing these weights down, and then I'm going to my 5s. If you found last time really easy, maybe go a little bit heavier. We're going to do that same move, because again, it's a little bit of a back and back of the shoulder exercise as well, since we're not really doing just pure shoulder exercises today. I'm doing yoga tonight, and I find that's a lot of shoulder work with all the planks and stuff and down dogs, so that's just why I'm not doing shoulders. But I don't really count, at least the yoga I do, as too much of a workout. It's more of a stretch. Like we're not doing, crazy push-ups and things like that in some yogas that they do. For 2 here, and then we're going to come up to that W position, reaching up for our W and back in. Up, So this is definitely getting our shoulders working as well. Our back muscles are helping. We've got 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lowering down. Give your arms a little bit of a shake. We're going to be doing a little bit of planking now. Again, a little bit more kind of shoulder and stuff. Let me tuck in my shirt, all cool. It's a good look, right? Okay. I just find sometimes, I don't know why I wore this shirt, because when I do plank, then it like flutters up to my face and I can't see things. Okay. So our plank we're going to be doing, it is a kind of a shoulder and a little bit of a chest move. So option 1 is in your high plank. I have my feet a little bit wider than normal for a plank, just so I have a really good stance. Turn on your core, transfer the weight to your left hand, and then tap that left shoulder with your right hand. Carefully place that right hand back, transfer the weight to your right hand, tap with your left. So these are nice and controlled movements. We are trying to keep our hips as level as possible. So I am trying to not twist side to side. If this is too much for you, drop to your knees and do the same thing on your knees. And if you do not like doing this this is not great for your wrists, you can just do a regular forearm plank, or you can go back to doing some abs on your back. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting down. Gives your wrists a little break. Okay. So now we're going to do another little back exercise. I'm going to hold 5 pounds. I think, yeah, it might be a little light, but we'll see. So this is a different move. What we're going to do is, if you have like a pillow or something, sometimes that's nice, or like one of those little balls to put down kind of between your knees and kind of behind your knees, so you can kind of sit your bum and rest on it. If not, you can just kind of hover your bum like I'm going to be doing. So you can do weight or no weight, weights by my chest. And we're flexing down. It's kind of like we're doing a crunch. And then we're going to come up, and you can either just have a neutral spine here where you're slightly looking forward, kind of like to the top of your mat. Or if it's safe for you, you can do a slight extension, opening up your chest and looking forwards. So we're crunching down and then lifting up. So this is a back extension. Well, it's flexion and extension, but it's a good back exercise here. I find my core does a lot of work as well to keep me stable, and my thighs get a little bit of a burn. If this is too much for you to be up, you can do it down with your bum down and just reaching up and down. It's just not, working as hard. And of course, you can do no weight. If you don't like this, you can just lie on your tummy and do a regular like cobra move or robot arms. And always think of your neck as an extension of your spine. So your head is just following what your back is doing. It's not doing its own thing. And just 2 more here. Last one. Coming down. Okay. So we are going to do another round of biceps. We're going to do a little bit different. I think I'm going to do, I'll do 8 pounds actually to start. Okay, so we have our arms here at 90 degrees. You're going to hold, we're going to alternate. So one arm's going to reach forward, come back in. other arm reaches forward and comes back in. So now I'm doing quite a bit lighter. Normally if I'm doing like a regular bicep curl, I'm doing like 12 to sometimes 15 pounds, and I'm at 8 pounds right now. Also because this is the third set. So nice and controlled. Our core's turned on to help keep that neutral spine. And try to keep that other arm at 90. I've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to drop these for my drop set. We're going to do upper half range curls now. So I'm starting at 90, and actually I'll do both arms up and down, just top half here. So I'm going up and then to 90. This actually might be a little light. If you are doing a heavier weight and you cannot do both arms at once, that's cool. Alternate again. Do one at a time. We've just got 4 more here, and then we're going to change it up. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do mid-range here. So I'm going just below 90, just above 90. Again, I'm doing a lighter weight. For 4, and then we have 1 more move. 3, and then we're done biceps. 2, and 1. And then we're going to do bottom half here. So just bottom to mid-range. And not many of these. We've got 6. Check your posture for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give it a good roll, a good shake. Checking our time. Okay, we're going to come down for our triceps. I'm going to do my 8 pounds again. And then, yeah, I'm going to do 8 pounds because we're going to do something after. Oh, here comes Pippa. Maybe she's coming in the camera. Hopefully not. Okay, so my palms are facing each other and we're doing our skull crushers. My dog has decided now is the time. She's at the back door. She wants to go outside for a pee, but she has to wait 5 minutes until we're done. And she actually doesn't want to go out. She thinks she does, and then I open the door and she feels that it feels like minus, I don't know if we're still up, minus 20 or minus 23 it was this morning. So she thinks she wants to go out, and then she feels the cold and she's like, oh no, I don't want to go outside. Okay, 1 more here. And then lowering down, getting some sort of a call. Okay. And then now we are going to finish with, well, not finish, we're going to do 1 more ab series here. So we are going to lift our legs up as straight as you can. Now I'm doing an imprinted spine. So my lower back is pressing into the mat, and we're going to touch opposite pinky to baby toe. I like to, what do? I exhale as I go up, inhale to come back down. Exhaling up, inhaling down. And I'm lifting my head and shoulders each time and then resting them down, because then we'll do pulses at the end. Again, when I started these, my knees were like bent. I could not reach up, so just do your best. When I write this in my notes, I call it the Britney Spears move, because I saw Britney do this like 20 years ago. Okay, so now we're going to do pulses for 10. So I'm going to keep my head, neck, and shoulders up, and we're just going to alternate. Just tiny reaches here, breathing each time. I haven't been counting, so for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swing yourself up. Okay, tricep push-ups. and then one plank, and then we're done. Okay, so I am in like a quadruped position here, hands beneath my shoulders, knees hip distance apart, and I'm going to try to keep my weight over my hands, and I'm going to press down, forearms come down, and then pressing up. So I'm really pressing through my palms, thinking about the backs of my arms doing the work. And as I said, I'm keeping my weight like over my chest. And I'm trying to not sit back, because if you sit back, it's really easy. Your weight's in your butt and your legs. If you can do this, you know, if you need to walk your knees back, do it. My arms are getting pretty cooked. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a second. Okay, this next one, I find it a little bit better on my hands, but my wrists have been hurting a little bit, and I'm going to try to preserve them for yoga. So I'm going to do this on my forearms. You can do it on your wrists. We're going to do some hip dips. So coming up into your high plank, or if you're on your knees, doing that. And we're going to dip one hip down and then other hip. And we're just dipping side to side. Really use your obliques here. Think of those side waists. Our core is tight. For 10, 9, 8, 7, you got it, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Give it a roll, give it a shake. Start focusing on your breath again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, telling your body it's time to recover. Okay, I'm going to start with a tricep stretch. So just patting the center of my back, saying good job, and stretching my tricep. And then other side. I'll swing one arm around, a little shoulder stretch, but it's also kind of a back stretch here. Make sure this shoulder is nice and relaxed. It's not up at your chin and you're not all tight. And then other side. Little bicep stretch, press the walls away. You can flip your grip and point your thumbs down, press back a few times, or you can just hold back. And then let's do a little bit of cat-cows for our core and our back. So press the ground away, draw your tummy in, and then other direction. Slightly dropping down your belly, bring your shoulder blades together, look slightly forwards. Rounding, pressing away. And just one more here. And back. Well, thank you for joining me for this little upper body and core workout. As always, leave any questions, comments, anything here on YouTube or on my Instagram, and let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll see you next time.